It's been a very difficult 3 days after a difficult 3 months for this family of waiting. We're hoping for an indictment to come forward today. We believe the appropriate indictment, the indictment consistent with the charges, is one of murder, and anything less we feel would be a miscarriage of justice. We're confident that that is going to be the result, whether it's today or if it's Friday. We anticipate in a probable cause hearing, which is what this hearing is, that they only need to show a bare minimum of the evidence in order to establish the crime. But we appreciate that this office is doing all that it can to ensure that justice is had. While this should be a fairly routine hearing, for many cases that we've worked, it never results in a grand jury, even presentation, let alone indictment. So it is very important that this district attorney's office handles this with all professionalism and seriousness. For the family, it has been tiring. For the family, it has been exhausting. They have been allowed to participate. Both Miss Jean, Allison Jean, and the sister Elisa Jean have been called to testify before this grand jury to share both pertinent information about what happened and what they knew of both of them. And so as this process concludes, they're looking forward to moving forward with a trial, a conviction, and proper sentencing.
Anything less than murder, true bill, from this grand jury says what?
That the process didn't work. I mean, clearly this officer intended to kill Botham. There is no question. There was an intentional act. Botham was not committing a penal offense. So clearly what this officer did on that night was wrong. She did not follow proper protocol, and had she done so, Botham would be here today. But as we have always said, Dallas have serious training issues, and what she did to Botham on that night is exhibit one of the training issues that we've spoke about so many times.
They're very anxious. They understand that this case in Dallas, Texas is not only going to have a great impact on their family, but it's going to have far-reaching impact on all America and even in their island country of St. Lucia. I just came from Alabama with E.J. Bradford's family, and everybody's watching what happens here in Dallas in this grand jury, because it's going to have an impact on cases in Chicago, cases in Alabama where innocent black men have been killed.
That if there's no indictment today, or this grand jury doesn't make a decision, Crusoe could take it to another grand jury next year.
Well, if it doesn't come out today, there's still Friday, but this grand jury is going to make a decision eventually, and we believe that decision will be to indict this police officer. Now, it'll be incumbent upon Crusoe to properly prosecute this case, get a conviction and proper sentencing, but we believe that this district attorney's office will see us to that line.
it's only a manslaughter indictment that comes up today or Friday, would you ask Crusoe to go back and try to upcharge it with another grand jury to a murder?
Again, because we believe that anything less than murder is a miscarriage of justice, we would encourage District Attorney Crusoe to go back and get a proper indictment out of the grand jury. Whether or not he's able to do that will be a decision for his administration.
Mr. Washington, you gave in that minute an argument to the grand jury for a murder indictment on this former officer. Why is it taking them almost 3 days now?
One of the reasons, as Lee said, I think it's such a high-profile case. They want to make sure that all the evidence has been presented. This has taken much longer than even the Jordan Edwards case, where there were more live witnesses. So we don't know why it's taken this long, but the one thing that we hope that happens is that the right decision comes out of this grand jury room.
You're saying that protocol was not, she didn't follow protocol. What are you talking about there? And what about her, maybe the notion that it was self-defense, that it was just simply an accident and it was self-defense?
Well, first of all, she said that she thought a crime was being committed in that apartment. So you are trained, and it's Dallas policy that you back up for cover and you call. I mean, and you don't go into what you perceive to be a crime scene. That's what she did. It was wrong for her to do it. She was less than 5 minutes from the Dallas police headquarters. Had she just called and asked for backup, Botham would be here today.
It's important to note that self-defense is a defense to murder, as well as mistake of fact. That is a defense to murder. It's not an excuse for murder. So she's allowed to, at the time of trial, make any offer of defense that she liked, but the facts are consistent with an intentional act and that this was murder.
It is unusual for a grand jury to hear from the mother of a victim. That is very unusual. That's typically what happens at trial. How did she do in the grand jury room? What did she say?
So that process is, as you know, a secret process. So we both don't know and are not allowed to discuss what takes place behind those walls.
Yeah, but how can she give probable cause
It's very unusual.
in a hearing like this when she wasn't there?
I can tell you hypothetically, that family are very close and they speak every day, including the day that he was killed. And so when establishing a timeline about relevant facts of what happened that day, the mother, the sister are both probative witnesses of about what occurred.
What's the reaction of the two family members to testifying? I mean, when they look at the grand juror's eyes, and do they have a sense that they're getting a fair hearing or not?